Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode in season 2 of The High Performing Woman, where I like to highlight amazing women doing amazing things. And the topic today is ageless ambition, starting a business at any age. And the average age of a successful startup founder is 45.
Mm,
And and according to the National Bureau, that's according to the Natural Bureau of Economic Research. And what I think is really interesting is that businesses started by people older than 50 are about 70% more likely than their younger counterparts to succeed. So, as George Eliot said, it's never too late to be what you might have been. And with that, I'd like to introduce my esteemed guest for today, Donna Carr. So, welcome to the 77-year young Donna Carr,
thank
inventor
you.
and marketer who is
Thank you so much,
courageously launching
Susan.
your next project. So, welcome, Donna.
Thank you so much. And that is such a nice thing to hear. I didn't know that quote. So thank you very much. So I got a
Yes.
70% chance of really succeeding.
Yes,
Yay.
exactly. At least, at
At
least.
least. So thank you so much.
So, Donna, I would love for you to tell me a bit about your history as a marketer and inventor. First of all, I mean, you're here at 77, and we're going to hear a little bit soon about what you're launching. But tell me
Right.
about what you have done in the past.
Okay. Be happy to. Um, as you
In
said,
fact, I have a couple of images. Sorry to interrupt.
oh, that's all right. Okay, so I am 77 years old and I've been doing ideas and marketing since for 60 years. I literally started at 17. So my background has all been in new ideas, maybe working for other people, but taking their new ideas to market. And then I had the privilege of, in the 80s, deciding that I would go out on my own and do it. The picture that you're looking at is a replica of a beach mat that I designed almost 40 years ago. And I know it's hard for everyone to understand, but back then we didn't have beach mats with pillows on them.
I had one of these on spring break.
Yeah, yeah, it was awesome. So I designed the first one, I patented, I took it to market, and that year in the late 80s, it became one of the number one products. And that's when I knew that I really had the talent and I learned all the skills to make something successful. So I've got a track record of new ideas. This was probably the one. Also, now this isn't my exact design. I got this, but I did something similar way back. I know it's hard for everyone to imagine, but back then, and we didn't have those carriers that keep everything cold or cool. So I designed a 2 liter bottle of a cooler, the one that velcroed and you stuck it in a bag for Coca-Cola. So, and something for Revlon. And then I got a reputation for new ideas. So even marketing people would come to me asking me for new ideas, and I would help other people with their new ideas.
Well,
So I love it.
yeah, no, with that, I was going to say they come to you with their ideas. What would your advice be to someone who is wanting to start their own business today? Because you kind of went into retirement, came back, and you're 77. Who cares? You're doing it. What would your advice be to someone who might even be starting for the first time over the age of 45? What would your strategy be?
Sure. I honestly have learned over the 60 years that everybody has an idea in their head. They come around once in a while and they'll go, oh my gosh, I could have thought of that. So many times that happens. So my first wisdom to you would be to just pay attention to the things that interest you. Kind of review in your mind what you like. That's what I did. I literally made the beach mat because I was riding my 10 speed to the pool, Rough Life in Palm Springs, and I couldn't carry all my stuff. And I thought, well, this is ridiculous. I'll just make a mat and put my stuff in there and carry it along. So it came out of necessity, but I actually started using my imagination. And I think everybody has that idea. And that's really why I came out of retirement. I can do this all day long, but I really have a lot of skills and wisdom that I'd like to share with people so that they feel confident. The next product that's coming out, you're going to look at it and go, I could have thought of that. Okay. So the main thing is believing in yourself, but also maybe finding a new way of thinking about making retirement money or cash flow, because that's another thought that came to mind during the COVID time. I was in my room a lot, as everyone was, and it just became apparent that so many of us needed extra cash flow. So I thought, well, don't they know about royalties? So that new idea might just make you a royalty that will last. Those royalties come for the rest of your life. So
And
those,
how do you and how do you do a royalty? How
okay,
does
so royalty means that let's take the beach mat, okay? I make
right,
the beach mat, I wholesale it or retail it out to a marketplace. Then they, in the agreements, we say, well, okay, Donna gets $1 per mat sold throughout the country. So when you have the patent or the patent pending, or it's your idea, then in negotiating, that's part of what I teach as well, is that you'll always have a piece of the action. It's just part of the way that patents, new products, and ideas work, or else you'll just sell it outright, like some people do for large sums of money. But that's really, I was just thinking how nice it would be to take the pressure off your brain. You've got a new idea, and just trust yourself that, hey, even if it's just a hobby right now, just go, "Hey, you know what, maybe I don't feel confident in doing it, but let's go find out. Maybe I have a girlfriend that's a flower, she loves flowers." And
right,
so we talked about the same technique. I was telling her, well, just sit quiet with yourself and figure out what it is you love about flowers, what you think you're capable of. And then the thing that you want to do is you want to watch the market. Here's the key: you find a problem and you figure out the solution. Okay, so wherever that you might see an issue, then go see how you might fix it in the flower industry. Maybe people can't get to a flower shop, so you hand deliver, or you figure out some kind of membership program.
right.
There's
It says find a problem and find a solution, right?
it's Yes, it's simple. It's a simple rule in new ideas. You know, find a problem, fill the need. You just it's that simple. But then again,
And,
you've got
and
you've got to take the technique and kind of decide if you really want to do it.
what part does purpose play in that?
Well, for me, purpose is everything. Intention. Okay. Absolutely. Very good question. Because when you're sitting there and you're analyzing what you want to do, if you have a heart that wants to help a certain person, or let's say you want to help your husband make extra income, and that's your intention, and that's a good one. Maybe it's that simple. Or for me, my intention is to make all these profits go into nonprofit forms through royalties. So again, go back to the basics, make a list of what you love, who you want to help, but wherever your heart is, you've got to. Us women, we're known, excuse me, men too, are known to help everybody else. But sometimes you need to sit quiet and think about your needs, because in that need, because you have a heart of gold that you want to help, the answer may come. It may just come naturally. Sometimes I've just walked into a store and heard somebody say something, and I went, oh, I could figure that out. And I thought, where'd that come from? And before I knew it,
You're quite good at meditating.
yes, I am. and praying.
Okay, tell me, what are you working on now, and where did your inspiration come from? Because
Oh,
you've got,
yeah.
some of these inspiration, you said you walked into a store, but sometimes inspiration just happens in everyday life and you're looking at around at, something that's happening and it's a problem. And so tell me.
Absolutely. And let me just back up a little bit and tell you why I came out of retirement. Okay. Because I finally identified that I was going to accept the fact that I have a talent that lots of people don't and a skill. And I thought, well, what are we going to do about it, Donna? You're older. Are we going to go one last hurrah and go help? Or are we going to stay at home and sit on the beach because I'm not far from the ocean? So for years, I have had this dream of having my own design company and taking my new ideas. It's a gift I get of once you develop new ideas, it's like a muscle, it gets better and better. And so about 6 years ago, I came up with an idea. I could, if I had to see one more bottle of, excuse me, plastic bottle laying on the floor or backyard after a barbecue or a party, I just was going to, I don't know what I was going to do. It drove me crazy to watch all our hard earned money and the waste of plastic, water, everything, not to mention COVID and germs. So that's when I finally decided, okay, the timing's perfect. We've got to stop these people from using so much. So, so I just kind of, I have 6 grandchildren, and I finally told them, enough. I am going to go figure out a solution to this problem because we all recycle, but you guys know recycling isn't working. And so you have to, so that's when this began. My heart's desire was to go find a solution to the waste of the plastic water bottles and the empty cups. Right. So take your solo cups, your cans, your water bottle, especially, just tag it. So what I did is I created a box of 300 different tags. So in that box, you'll find no two pieces of art are the same. So when you have a party or people come over, they just pick their tag, put it on their bottle, and voila.
Brilliant.
Some, you know
That's
what happened?
amazing. I can imagine.
You
I
know what?
mean,
The genius of this little tag is amazing because they take ownership. Like the moment they put the tag on, they go, "Oh, that's mine." And then I've watched and watched the patterns going, okay, when my grandchildren will put their water bottle in the refrigerator to let it cool because they knew which one was theirs, I knew that I had it in my hand. So there's a lot of thought that went into this. I thought about, okay, we got this problem. What do the kids look at most of the time? Emojis, all that,
right,
stickers.
right.
Stickers are a big thing. So just so you know, this is not your ordinary sticker. It literally is supercharged. It's got a varnish on it. It's waterproof. You can stick it in an ice chest. It literally will not come off the beer bottle or Coke can or water bottle. All right. So take it camping, whatever. But what it does is stop them from reusing. Like instead of setting down their bottle of water and they not knowing which one's theirs, they usually will go get another one. Well, now that they have this tag, they'll go find their tag and they'll finish that bottle. So
I can
that's
imagine this
the
would be so great for like birthday parties
right,
and
right. And
I'm hosting a holiday party, so I mean, I
what
can imagine that this would be
uh,
great. Or even Donna, like people get takeaways and they stick them in the fridge and they don't know whose is whose or
right. Well, in fact, I thought about that because now I just made a little slogan is tag your stuff. It doesn't matter what it is, tag it. And it's kind of like we need to start taking ownership. Not one of us has not seen those oceans full of garbage. So what are you going to do about it? Okay. We're going to come
right.
out with this little tag and we're going to put it on there and we're going to start people. What I noticed is that they're starting to pay attention. The feedback that I've gotten from people going, oh, now I never noticed that I leave the bottle. If you notice this, this is the average left in every bottle, whether it's water or whatever. That's all waste. That's water wasted, So with that, at least they'll know to pick it up and put it
Right.
somewhere.
So what is some of the research that you've done around wasted water and plastic?
Yeah, it's I don't want to shock your people, but so many people, they don't tell you anymore. Do you know that 88 billion bottles of plastic and containers will be sold in our country alone this year? That's 88 billion. And we found that the average bottle holds 1 to 3 ounces that's left. So
Right.
all of our brains, when we walk in the room and we see all those bottles going, whose belongs to this? Literally, if there's 6 bottles, that means you just lost 18 ounces of precious water. And I think it registers in all of us, our heads, but there never was anything, well, what am I going to do about it? If you
Right.
remember, even Coke went and they tried to put names on the cans a while back. So they've been trying to figure out a way to make ownership. And those were all the findings that I did in my research. I went out and researched what has been in the market, what didn't work. And then I searched out to see what the children and grown adults. I'm surprised how many men love their tags on their beer bottles. I think it just lets them be a kid again, or something. And I think that in the first of the year, with the research that I had coming just off Thanksgiving, it's been really wonderful because I had family and customers that were literally sending me pictures going, oh, look at it. We use tag it here, tag it there. And then I had granddaughters that came in and said they use those vapors. They vape and they're going, Grandma, look, we didn't know which ones were ours, so we tagged our vapors. We didn't know how you'd feel about this. But here's the thing, that's my point. They're starting to take ownership of their stuff. And when they do that, they become aware and they finally have a way of helping. So even if it's the smallest little um, effect, it's just so easy. You take the tag off the page, you take your solo cup and that and you stick it on, and now it's yours in the backyard playing beer parties or whatever, or just a holiday party. We used this at a graduation party where my the family set up their table with all their drinks and that,
Right. Right.
and they loved it because it used to be that you'd have all these solo cups, nobody would know which drink was theirs, so again they'd go back out and get another's. So the whole
That would be, I remember a friend at a wedding.
oh yeah, well,
Everybody kept getting a new glass of champagne. They'd sit it
right,
down, go dance, come
yeah.
back. I bet you that would be useful at a big party like that as well to keep the alcohol bill down.
Well, and it's really, yes, or at least they grab hold of their drink and they keep it. That's a good thing that you brought up because at the first of the year, at the end of January, we will be presenting our new tag that has a lip on it just for champagne and wine so that you literally can put your tag on it, pull it right off. It's not going to stick. And that way you can go from glass to glass if you want to, but you won't waste. That's the whole key here,
Yeah,
Susan.
it's just
Is
like reducing waste,
it's
right?
just reducing our input. We've got to do something. People don't realize that 500 billion excuse me, paper cups are sold in our country. Our coffee cups with lids, all of that. So let's say even your coffee cup, stick a tag on it, and you'll be surprised. Everybody will say, well, which one's mine? Oh, this is a cute story. So Thanksgiving, we're in the kitchen, and I hear my daughter-in-law and her mom, and they're talking about, could you pass me my drink? And one of them says, I'm the apple pie. And the other one says, well, no, I'm the pie. And she goes, oh, I'm the mince Thanksgiving pie. And I thought it was the cutest thing that they had tagged their drinks, they knew which one was theirs, and they just love it. So it's really kind of
So you're stopping world wars at Thanksgiving as well with people fighting.
right. Right. And I want to tell your audience that this is important. It's just going to seem like it's a tag, but that little tag put on everything across the nation where we become aware of what we're doing can literally change. Do you know in a case of 40 waters, if you use tags, we have researched this, and over a whole month, we ended up saving 5 bottles of water. So that means that when you buy a case of 40 bottles of water, literally your thinking is correct when you see it laying on the floor. There's probably 5 bottles total that have been thrown away, or like I said, the plastic alone.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So
So I love this purpose, and I love what you've done with this. I look at you very generously made an offer to our listeners.
yes.
So tell me about this.
Yes, this is real sweet. So when you go to my website and put the www.in, then what you're going to find is my new variety pack. Okay. So it's well supplied. I went overboard, and there's 12 pages in there so that you can have them for birthday parties. You can separate them, put them in Christmas stockings. There's lots of different things you could do. And that's normally $20. I'm giving you a 20% discount. And then if you want to go on it right now, I do have a holiday special where you buy one and you get one free too. So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
either
Wonderful.
or. Let's get them in your hands. I need your help, you guys. The moment I start getting people using these, that's what the big box companies are asking for. Well, let me see your data. And I'm going, I got my data. You know? But I want them to see what I see, because we
That would be
all,
great if something like Costco, sorry to interrupt, if it's somebody like Costco were to sell some of these with every case of water.
well, you're really cute because, Costco and I've been at the door. And a year ago, they were the ones that actually asked. I want them on the bottle. So when they get packaged in that container, that case, they're in there. However, they said, could you make a box of tags for us? Okay. So that's where the box came about, was they literally wanted that. I missed this Christmas because in the promotion part, but I am in negotiations at the moment with one of the big box companies that literally make Costco's water.
That's
So
great.
yeah,
That's great.
so yeah, it is nice. And not to mention that uh as you can hear this, I'm trying to tell you the story so you understand the process. I can do this. If you guys come up with ideas also, email me on my website. Okay. I've helped other people take their products to market. So that's another issue, that if you decide you want some help, I'm here for you. But I'm also here for all the inspiration. I'm 77 years old. And listen, there is nothing holding me back now. I wasn't the healthiest person 10 years ago. I've changed all that, and I'm coming out, I'm coming
Watch
out.
out.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
back.
well, because I decided that I really am as good as I think I am on this. I've proven myself in the marketplace. And I've got other new ideas that are so good that are coming right behind this. One of them
Watch this
is,
space.
yeah, one of them is an environmental trash bag for the beaches. Do you know that there's no trash cans on the beaches anymore? And so I made the cutest trash bag for that's environmental friendly. And we're putting the children from the Autistic School of Art. We're going to put all their art on it and go sell them to help the nonprofits. So another thing before I say goodbye to your group is, remember that if you have a nonprofit of anyone, or you just want to raise money for something, let me know, because I also do nonprofit parts. I'm working with the PTA at the moment. They want to help raise some money for the schools. So we have different avenues. I also, so that I was showing you the tags a little bit, we have some coming up for um, New Year's. Okay. And I put them in a blue envelope so that you can just stick them in your kitchen and let them be by the side. But then if you decide that you want a family pack in January, I'll literally, you can tell me what symbol you want. Let's say you have 6 kids in the house. You just tell me, I'll make pages of their own symbol, and I'll give you a ledger so you can literally give a page to each child, and then you know who's got the baseball mitt. Now, my grandson at the moment is using that for his beer, but I told him if he doesn't remember his tag after 3, then he's drank too much, you know. So all kids of all ages love it. I'm sure it's going to do really well. And
Fantastic.
yeah, yeah, very
Well,
nice.
thank you so much, Donna, for coming on the show. And I am inspired. If anybody can start a business, and it can be something as little as a tag. Think about your purpose,
Exactly.
think about your likes,
Right.
and wonderful. So, thank you everyone for joining the High Performing Woman Talk Show. Thank you, Donna Carr. You can find all of the episodes on YouTube. So
Oh,
please like and subscribe to the High Performing Woman. And I look forward to seeing you again soon with our next episode.
oh,
Thank you, Donna.
thank you, Susan. You're
Much
amazing.
appreciated. Thank you.